Sick with the pen and I'm at it again. You heard? Sick with the pen and I'm at it again. Yeah. Sick with the pen and I'm at it again. Sick with the pen and I'm at it again. Sick with the pen and I'm at it again. Kissing on woman with cinnamon skin. I got the end, she need a friend. I tell her blow me, you call it a win. I'm busting armies, queen call me the king. Head on a tiss, yeah I sleep on a twin. Feeling the feeling, straight killing the system. Warrior village, my pride in my skin, yeah. My pride in my skin. My pride in my skin. You waving Confederate flags up again. Those tiki torches, this a war you can't win. My pride in my skin, yeah. My pride in my skin. You waving Confederate flags up again. Those tiki torches, this a war you can't win. Dominicano smoking hookah till I pass out. With a naughty body shorty, got her ass out. Had a table full of 40s, we gon' pass round. In rotation with the uppers, yep, until we crash down. Rolling fat fingers out like a DJ. Green so good, starts dancing like a relay. Pack that, click, clap, every while the beat play. Bars so quick, they couldn't catch it on the replay. Can't regret the life that we live, just to live the life that we live. So pardon me, probably party to properly pardon your problem. G partake your property, heartily hope that my mama is proud of me. Harbor no hatred, my heart will survive the beast. I cannot hate cause I don't need that energy. Most of my enemies used to be friends with me. Sick with the pen and I'm at it again. Kissing a woman with cinnamon skin. I got the end, she need a friend. I tell her blow me, you call it a win. I'm busting armies, queen call me the king. Head on a tiss, yeah I sleep on a twin. Feeling the feeling, straight killing the system. Warrior village, my pride in my skin, yeah. My pride in my skin. My pride in my skin. You waving Confederate flags up again. Those tiki torches, this a war you can't win. My pride in my skin. My pride in my skin. You waving Confederate flags up again. Those tiki torches, this a war you can't win. Unleash the beast and now they never wanna come round. Too busy talking stupid, making funny gun sounds. How many hood cats is you gon' blast that? Came together for a movie, won't ever look past that. Watch the watch crack, cause dog got snap back. Turtles taught me how to put the armor in the backpack. Sharpen in the weapon in case they ever need a scratch tag. Split a felon man and leave him swelling on a hat rag. Whoa now, did you think that we would slow down? 1-on-1 squad, 2 step into the hoedown. Boxing like God anytime they wanna throw down. Heat the cookie up and she throw a little throat down. Whoa me, find a reason that I'm lonely. Slowly, acknowledge the way you approach me. So free, we gon' get it anyway. Any means, any day, ain't no more for me to say. Cause I'm sick with the pen and I'm at it again. Kissing a woman with cinnamon skin. I got the end, she need a friend. I tell her blow me, you call it a win. I'm busting armies, queen call me the king. Head on a tiss, yeah I sleep on a twin. Feeling the feeling, straight killing the system. Warrior village, my pride in my skin, yeah. My pride in my skin. My pride in my skin. You waving Confederate flags up again. Those tiki torches, this a war you can't win. My pride in my skin. My pride in my skin. You waving Confederate flags up again. Those tiki torches, this a war you can't win.
Hey, family, how you doing? We're gonna have an open panel. We can talk about just about anything. There's a lot going on. That said, until someone comes on up, of course, I am ready to review any of my content. I am going back to the impact of influence. I like that one. So that's what we'll review for now. And here we go, fellas or family. Selling book, The Impact of Influence. So without further ado, I'm going to get right into it and let you know that Mr. Jamal Me Too is in the house. How you doing, my friend?
Hello. Thank you for having us tonight.
My pleasure. First of all, what I want to know from you is, are you in the flow?
Yes, I'm in the flow. Yeah, see, they don't know where that come from, but we were brainstorming one night and we came up with flow. And I'm gonna let you share with what the F, the L, the O, and the W mean in flow.
You want to know what? Y'all gonna have to come back next time because that's real special. Y'all gonna have to come back next time. That's like a rap he had almost. Go ahead, Jamal. Tell them about what you got going on.
Well, my name is Jamal, Mr. Me Too Sylvester, and I'm one of the co-authors in the book Impact of Influence.
I might review some decorating in a little bit when I get back. I'm here, but I'm bouncing around.
I don't know, but man, God-fearing, servant hearts, who all.
But this is a really good interview, y'all.
Stories, Some are about people who have impacted their lives. Some are about situations that have impacted their lives. But we all are in this book. We share a piece of us, a piece of our lives to try to impact and influence people all over the world. I like to say that there are 17 keys. I don't know what door you need open, but I promise you, if you get this book, there's a key to open up that door. And with that being said, I'm going to pass the ball to my big brother. Salute Derek, Mr. D.P. Pearson.
All right.
Do it. Of course, Coach Love, it's a pleasure. And thank you for allowing us a place to come post up. I'm going to tell you right off the bat, this is a special night because when you get this much love in one place, the room has to change.
Yes.
The room has to change. And I'm going to tell you about, you use a word that I use, you say flow. You say, oh, are you in the flow? Let me give you this. And this is what I say to my players, and this is what I say to people around me. We're not going to go with the flow. We're going to be the flow.
Man, you're going to make me break out that acronym, you know?
See,
You're going to make me break it out. Okay.
Well, see, here's the thing. Me as an author and a co-author and a friend, and there's a phrase that I got from a movie a long time ago. And a friend that I've known all my life, she dubbed me with this, and she said, "The world needs more of you because you are," and she used the phrase "man in full."
Ooh, yes.
See, and the beauty of full and the power of the impact and the influence is there's no greater full than after you have been empty. See, that's when that real man in full happens. You cannot understand a man that's been down till you've been down with him. You can't even begin to dream about elevating unless you have already seen somebody who looks like you, who acts like you, who elevates. You cannot. This is why when you see families that are love-based, they go out and they search in love because they know what it feels like. They know what it's supposed to be like. So this book has given me an enhanced family. There's a brotherhood with these authors that look, we just met in the last few months, but this is a forever kind of bond because we all had to share parts of ourselves and discover parts of ourselves that these other authors lived. And I went, as Jamal says, Mr. Me Too. It was like, wait a minute, wait, this brother's telling my story and I just met him.
Right.
See, I understand the difference is that we had to share our stories so that everybody felt connected. And we now can never disconnect because it's too strong. It was based on the one thing that connects us forever, and that's love. That's how we do that.
Oh, wow. You know what? You are giving us power already. I absolutely love it. Now, without further ado, Mr. Chip Baker. How you doing, my brother?
Well, 2 words. Let's go.
Yeah, go get it. Yeah, let's go get it. Let's go get it. Now, I said, how you doing, Mr. Chip Baker? But the for real deal is you are the man with the master plan who put all this together. You are known as Mr. E. Harmony, the matchmaker of opportunity, the matchmaker of expectancy, the matchmaker of influence. You know how to create power, synergy. You know how to go get them and say, brothers, we finna work together. We finna make something happen. We're not only gonna lift you up, but we gonna lift us all up and we all gonna rise. You are a powerful brother. I just got one thing to say. Go get it. Come on, Chip Baker.
Let's go.
Go get it.
I love it. Go get it.
Go get it. What
First
inspired
off,
you to do this? What did this come from?
yeah, so first, I just want to say thanks so much for giving us the opportunity to be on your platform and talk about this blessing that has come in our life. It's truly been a great journey so far, and man, I'm excited to see the ride. But to answer your question, um, I had a friend that does publishing, a buddy, and he reached out to me. He was like, "Hey, you connected with some good people. You ever thought about getting some of those people together and doing a book?" I was like, that's a good idea.
Okay.
And so, man, within like a couple hours, he and I had the cover. Within like a week and a half, I reached out to the guys. Every one of the guys were like, "I'm in. Let's go." Most of them didn't even give me a chance to finish texting or asking, calling them. They were in, and so now, I mean, it's been great. We've been on this road together, living and learning, and just to hear you say those sentiments that you said when you introduced me, I guess it's truly humbling, because I learned a long time ago in my life that it ain't about me, right? And so everything that I do, I strive to. I know that I'm blessed to be a blessing, and I strive to help others. And in that, I know that the big man has always seen fit to take care of me and my family because of that. So that just pushes me to go get it more, to make things happen for others. And I'm so excited about the journey. And so this project is 17 amazing men. Oh my gosh. Like, I learned so much from these guys. I know the world, once they read their chapters, once they get to hear from them and hear about them, it's going to make a big impact on the world. So I'm excited.
That is truly awesome. I'm going to bring my guy here, Mr. Me Too, up, and I'm going to ask him a question. I'm going to see if you're ready for it, because it's not about you. I'm going to ask you a question about one of your other brothers you took a journey with. I want to know, what chapter in the book made you say, "Wow, that's me"?
You're on mute.
Yeah, you're on mute. Okay, there we go. Come on. You got to work at it. Uh-oh, you know what? I'm going to let you work on that. I'm going to go to Derek. Derek, same question.
Truth be told, it's Jamal's.
Ah!
Well, here's the thing. I'm a coach, and the first thing in hearing his story, meeting him and in hearing his story, was I immediately wanted to love him in the ways that he had not been loved as a player. Like, I wanted to coach him in a way that I could have helped him achieve what he wanted to achieve. And to see that his ability to get up after the get down made me want to root for him, and then he made me want to lead him, maybe wanted to want to inspire him. And the fact that he's taken his hits, growth requires friction, and Jamal has gone through his friction, grown from it, and then expanded. He likes to say that there's no bounce back, he bounces forward.
Yes.
Well, he goes beyond that, because he then changes not only his location, he changes elevation and location. And that's the greatest piece of knowledge somebody can have, is to take a lesson, not a loss, but to take a lesson and then propel yourself forward and up, and then take other people with you. So yeah, that was the story for me. That was the one that got me in the door.
All right. You know what? That's amazing. And that is just to say that we can learn from people no matter what age they are, and the struggle that we have for ourselves might be the thing that is light for someone else. And so that is powerful within itself. I love it. Now, Chip, You know what? I got a question for you. And, I'm going to come back to you guys. Jamal, my dear, you are still on mute. So please work with that. But here is a question that came in for you guys, because manhood screams in this book. And so we have to talk about manhood. Okay. This brother says, what advice do you have for a grown man who is still trying to find his identity? I am over 45 and I still feel fatherless. He still feels fatherless. He doesn't have his identity at 40, 45 plus. I see you, Derek, you shaking your head. That's
Well,
deep.
Chip knows this part of my story. I did not know, just so he can understand, I did not know my real last name until I was 55 years old. I didn't know who my real father was until I was 55 years old. I didn't know that I had 4 more brothers, 3 more sisters. I didn't know that my DNA travels back in Virginia to the colonial days and ties me to 18 presidents of this country. I didn't know that my history was American history and that American history was my history. I didn't know any of that until and imagine this, that I didn't know any of it until 3 years ago.
Whoa.
So this 3 years ago. So I look, listen, where you are is just your location. That is not your destination or mission. That's just where you are. Where you go requires that you set a GPS and say, you know what? I'm not done. I'm not fulfilled. I'm not full. And then you set the GPS, get on your way. Get on your way, because I am hungry for more information every day. I just got my African ancestry because I wanted to know where my people were from. I found out I'm from Cameroon and Sierra Leone. Didn't know that you got, we had a DNA. My DNA is buried in the tombs of Egypt, right? Those great pharaohs. My people are tied to those folks. That's all stuff that I carried for 55 years without knowing. You're not done. You're just getting started again.
You're just getting started. That's so powerful. Jamal, my friend, I still want to know from you. I still want to know what chapter in that book spoke to you your own.
It would have to be 𝐀𝐚𝐬𝐡 𝐀𝐩𝐸.
Okay.
He's another one of our co-authors, and we were all on a podcast together, and I kind of got emotional that night, fellas. Y'all remember, because what's unique about Mr. 𝐀𝐚𝐬𝐡, my brother, man, I love this young cat. A lot of times, as younger guys, we start to smell ourselves, and we feel like we've accomplished something, and we tend to forget about the people who ushered us into that position. And what this young man did was, he chose to write about one of the other co-authors in the book who mentored him. And he also slid some of that story in to talk about another, well, not a co-author, the man with the plan in this book as well, because these two men, Mr. Woods, bro, we praying for you, man. Speedy recovery, Charles Woods, man, we love you. And Chip mentored 𝐀𝐚𝐬𝐡 in high school. And now this young man has taken everything that these two men put into his life, and he's come back home to his high school where they did what they did for him. Now he's doing it for somebody else's child. And how cool is that to be in a book, to now become a new author, but then write about the man who impacted your life, man. This is the type of work that Chip does and the type of opportunities that he creates for people. And so for me, that because he made me think about some people that I hadn't told thank you. And so that's why I appreciate this book, because there's been some men who've been brought into my life that I didn't always recognize who they were or what their purpose was for my life. But now being 48 and doing the things that I've done. You know what? I'm where I'm at because that man was in my life at that time. And so that's my chapter, Marquis Sneed's chapter.
That is exciting. And Jamal, you are an exciting man in your own right. You know, let the record show that, you know, you had a champion basketball career, and you've also reached into young men's life, turned them around, and been fathers to, you know, gentlemen that you may have just recently met. It's not like you watched them grow up. You looked them in the eyes one day and said, "You mine," and took it off and just took it from there. And so, although we're just hearing about you as being an author, you've been in the game of loving and lifting up for a long time, my brother.
I have. And just real quick for that guy who asked the question, one thing that I had to learn about identity, and it ties into understanding and recognizing the people that are brought into your life. I grew up in the era where when men tried to talk to me or father me, I was quick to say, "Man, you get away from me, man. You ain't my daddy."
Yeah.
And so I missed out on, I was able to catch a lot from a lot of great men, but I missed out on a lot because I had that mentality of "you're not my father." And I truly believe that the things that I was supposed to learn about life and manhood, I was supposed to learn from my father. But what I recognize now at 48, man, father knows best.
Yes.
Father knows best. And so for you, my brother, there's some men that I'm sure that God has placed in your life, but you haven't recognized that office or the purpose that they were brought into your life. And so I want you to take some time tonight to cut your phone off, cut the TV off, and just reflect and think about the men who have been in your life over the last, I'm not even gonna say 20 years, let's say the last 5 to 10 years. And I want you to write them down on paper. And then I want you to place a phone call, email, do something to reach out to them and reconnect to them, man, because your identity is encapsulated into those men. Sometimes we want to get it from our biological, but they're not ready because they weren't fathered and they can't give you what they don't have. And so God, Father knows best. He'll bring other men into your life, and I'm sure that he has, that you can go and you can reap your identity from those men. And so I challenge you to do that, my brother, because I had to do that myself. And it was, man, when I looked at that sheet of paper, man, the men that were on that sheet of paper, oh man, I'm talking about, it was a who's who. And I'm sure that it'll do the same for you, bro. And I'm sorry if I took up some extra time, but I just felt like because it resonated with me, because I was in that place too. When I played basketball, I knew who I was. But when I broke my kneecap and I couldn't play basketball no more, I didn't have identity. And so I was soul searching. And that was one of the ways that I was able to get to the place that I'm at right now.
Jamal, I think you just spoke to somebody's heart, seriously, because there are a lot of young men that the moment that they stop playing, whatever it is that they are great at, you know, football, basketball, whatever kind of ball you want, they have that identity when they have that ball in their hand. But then, you know, high school's over and college is over, and now they don't know who they are. So whether it comes from, you know, a knee injury or what have you, at some point, for most fellas, that the game is going to end, and now you have to transition those lessons that you learned from a game to transition them into manhood. You really set us up for the next place I want to go. I want Mr. Chip Baker to help me out with this. Can you break down the word impact for us? Because, you know, I know you got that acronym. I know it means something.
Let's go.
Well, you know, first, I think, if you don't mind, I'd like to answer the question about the man that
Yeah.
Because, like, again, I said, I know it ain't about me, so I want to make sure that we take care of him.
That sounds good. Let's get it.
For me, I think I would give him the advice to understand that he is a one of one.
Say it again.
Okay, so You are a one of one.
There
There's
we go.
nobody else in the world like you, right? The big man made us all like. There's no other, Mr. Me Too. There's no other DP. There's no other Coach Love. You know what I'm saying? God made us all a one of one, and in that lets us know that we already have what we need within us. Like it's in there. You don't have to search for it anywhere. It's in us. We just have to realize that it's in us, enjoy that journey, and know that whatever experiences, whatever environment, whatever actions, whatever relationship we have, we need to take all that, put that together, and go make a difference with it.
Okay.
Because we can. And so I want him to know that you can make an impact too.
Okay. Well said.
Right? Like because of that. And what you have to do is, life is really simple. A lot of times we make it so complex, right? But life is very simple. And what we have to do is just start where we are. Just do the best you can today. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times we look far down the road, we get overwhelmed. Oh, the weight of the world, I got to do all of this. No, just be great today. Do the best you can do today. Start where you are, do what you can, and then enjoy that journey of living and learning, and then go make that impact. So that's what I would suggest for him to do in providing encouragement for him, because I think in my life, and I could probably speak for the other guys as well, we've all learned to rap. And what I mean by rap is we've all had to recover from something that just tore us up in our life, right?
Okay.
Then we had to adapt from that, right?
Yeah.
And then we had to add positivity in our life, which has allowed us to make an impact. So we all have to do that, and we all can do that because, like I said at the beginning, we're a one-on-one. Now let's get to impact. Okay.
There we go. There we go.
You asked me about impact. And to me, impact is such a powerful word, right? My LLC is Baker Impact LLC. The book is The Influence of Impact. I strive every day to make a positive impact in the life of the people that I'm blessed and fortunate to be around. So impact, like it gives me chill. Like when you asked, it gave me chills when you asked the question, right?
Yeah.
Because it's such a big thing to me. And so when looking at impact, and this is a little bit of my chapter too, I'll share some of this. I just reflected on the people that have impacted my life, right? And the traits that they had. And they were amazing people that I continue to learn from. And, the guys in the book that make an impact on my life too. But they initiated action, right? They made an effort to do, to be the best that they could be. They made an effort every day to be the best version of themselves. Then they always put everything into the right perspective, right? And I go, and I'll just give you a little bit of it. Like before, you see, I have glasses. And those of you that are watching that have glasses, before I put the glasses, got the glasses, I had a certain view about things, right? Yeah. I had a certain perspective. Right? But then got the eyes check and put the glasses on. Oh, wait. I can read that fine print. I don't have to do all of this. Like trees really do have leaves. It's a different perspective. And so that's the P in impact. Those people always had the proper perspective. And then they accepted guidance, regardless of their stature, because they were huge to me. Like their stature. Right. They were humble and they understood that it's always room for improvement. So they accepted guidance. Then they continue to find the good, the C, right? Continue to find great things, because like negative is out there, right? Positive is out there too. But what's most out there is what you choose to see with it.
There you go. Right? There you go. Right? Yeah.
And so they continue to choose the good, continue to find the good. And then the T, they trusted that you can learn something from every experience that you face. And so Coach DP hit on that too, as far as learning, not losses, but learning. And that's how I view things as well. To me, it's not winning and losing, it's winning and learning. If you have the proper perspective. Right?
There you go.
And
there
so
you go.
have to have the perspective. So now when you have those losses or learning lessons, okay, what can I learn from this? What can I take from this and be better on the next time? Because let me tell you what, I ain't going through that crap again. Okay.
There you go. Absolutely.
So that's the impact. Yeah.
So what's coming to mind for me is this notion that you are going to make an impact regardless. Either it's going to be positive or it's going to be negative, but there is no neutral. Okay, there is no such thing as standing still. Now you can be stuck, you can be moving in time, going nowhere, but you're never going to stand still. Okay, and so that is just very important. So go ahead and decide to make a positive impact, because you are going to make an impact regardless. And that's what's on my heart in this particular situation as I listen to the wisdom that's flowing from these highly acclaimed, best-selling authors that I'm hanging out with tonight. Okay, we have another one. Let's see. I struggle being compulsive. I often know something is wrong, but I still want it, so I do it. Then I'm stuck trying to lie my way out of what I got myself into. What can I do?
Hey, let me jump in there. Let me dive in there. Let me dive in there. All right, so the word that comes up for me is discipline.
Okay.
Right? And discipline allows us the freedom to be happy.
Right.
I'll say that again. Okay. So
yes.
Discipline allows us the freedom to be happy. So what I mean by that is, if we can discipline ourselves, okay, to do the right things the right way every moment of every day, right? Then what comes from that is no regret.
You sound like you said that before. That's some wisdom there.
Hey, I'm telling you, that's why I said let me jump on it, because that's my thing. Like that's my thing right there. Like I'm really strict. So you just think about like all of the guys here, just the guys here, even all the guys in the book. Like we do a lot of things. Like we're involved. We wear many hats, right? And the ability for us to not just be average at what we do, the ability for us to be great at everything that we do comes with discipline. Like I can't do things that's not good and then show up and not be able to give you energy, right? And it starts with having self-discipline. And the first step is our habits. We have to have great habits, and it's a cycle for me. So it starts with your habit, and great habits establishes routines, right?
There we go.
Come on, follow me. And then as you have great routines, you build consistency.
Right?
There
you go.
All right. And consistency, man, it does a great thing. Consistency does a great thing. It brings about trust.
Right.
Others trust you because they know that you're consistent and what you're going to be like every time. All right.
There we go.
So the other thing is it brings self-trust, because that's probably the most important thing, is because now you've shown yourself, man, with this process, by me just doing the little things the right way each moment of each day, we've got to the Impact of Influence book, #1 bestseller. Come on, man.
Exactly.
It all started with our habits, right? And so that's what I would look. It's a cycle.
It's 100% a cycle. And you got down to what I heard in the question for myself. This brother can't trust himself. himself. That's his
Right.
chief issue.
Yeah.
He cannot trust himself. He can't have confidence in himself because when you lie, the problem is not that other people hear you. The problem is that you hear you.
Well, it's not that he doesn't trust himself. He doesn't know himself.
Okay.
See, let me go on a trip back and say, let me change the perspective here.
Okay. Don't give it to us.
Change the vision. And let me give it to you. One, there's a couple of things. One, God's greatest gift to all of us is choice.
Okay.
And also remember with that God has a sense of humor. And sometimes he needs entertainment looking down at the stuff we do. Because of all the things he allows you to do, the things we choose to do are often quite humorous, even to him. Second of all, through that, I'm the old head in the room. I'm constantly the old head in the room. So I say this, I tell my young cats, my players, and the folks that I mentor all the time, listen, young man, that thing that you think you doing that ain't nobody ever done before, ain't nobody ever thought of, guess what? I was in the room when the playbook was written.
There you go.
I could not know who I was until I learned who I wasn't. I had to go through, I had to bump knees, I had to burn my fingertip by putting it on something hot. I had to chase the wrong one to get to the right one. See, you can't know, you don't recognize and respect and love the right one until you face the wrong one and go, whoops, that's not it. That's not it at all. That's not what I'm supposed to be doing. Wait a minute.
Okay.
And then once you know who you are and you trust who you are, then you can love who you are. Because then you know that there are no more mistakes. I'm acting from love. I will get to love as my final destination. And the way I'm going to get there, ready for it? More love. More love.
More love.
You got to start from love to get to love, and love is the only way to arrive. That's the only way to travel. Young fella, go ahead. You're learning. These aren't mistakes. These are lessons. And once you're done, once you get as Jamal said, once I get my PhD, once I get my PhD in the knuckleheadness, you graduate. And the beauty of that degree is that you don't have to do none of that knucklehead stuff no more. So go ahead and learn, young fella. Go ahead and learn.
There you go. Jamal, help us out.
I'm real simple with it. I read all of the things that he said, and I'm like, wow, I remember when I was in that place.
Okay.
When you know, like so many times I've done things in my life that were wrong, that were impulsive, but I did it because I didn't know. Once I realized that, okay, if I go over here, I know what has the potential of happening. I also know me. I know what I got the potential of doing. So once I began to identify those two things, it became easier for me, because now I don't have to go over there. I can find somewhere else to go. So I stopped putting myself in environments that would allow me to fall victim to my impulsiveness or to my weakness. And therefore I began to win. And you start small. I didn't try to stop everything at the same time. I started with one thing. And I got consistent in that, which created a habit, which turned into a routine. See, I'm gonna bring it back to Chip. And then that's where I had my impact. And I was like, oh man, I did that. Oh, now I was eager to do something else. But you gotta start somewhere. But he really in a great place, because he identified in detail everything.
Yeah.
Most people are impulsive without any of that. So bro, at the end of the day, don't put yourself in those environments that'll allow you to fall subjected to everything that you wrote down. You can control that, like DP said. That's a choice.
And you know what? I'm so glad you brought it back around to that, because that's like first things first. I'm not even finna go over to XYZ because I know what's over there and I know I like what's over there. So I'm not going to even put myself over there.
That's that GPS. That GPS is powerful. It's like, wait a minute. You said we was going to do right. It appears that we going in the other direction. Should we recalculate? Do we need to redirect?
Recalculate.
Yeah, that GPS is powerful. Say, excuse me, Coach Love. You know where you're going, right?
Exactly. You know what? I said to myself, the simplest way I can put being an adult or being grown is having the ability to parent yourself. That's it. Because you're not.
That's the definition of it.
Exactly.
That's the very definition from high school and you getting yourself up when mom and dad go to work, for you coming home and handling your chores, doing the homework, making good social decisions, being truthful about where you're going to be and who you're going to be with, to going to college and setting your own alarm and setting the right diet and doing your time management so you don't fall behind in your studies, not mishandling your finances when you get there. So you got to make that phone call to mom talking about, I overspent, I need some money. The definition of growth should be the ability to act independently of your parents in a positive way.
Absolutely. And what I mean, I don't mean that you're not going to make mistakes. Of course, you're going to make mistakes. I'm telling you, parents make mistakes. But when you have your GPS right, when you can hear that alarm and you can respond to that, recalculating, and turn yourself towards the right direction. For me, that is the definition of being grown. I'm grown. How about that? That's when you. That's when you grown for real. Chip, where you at on this?
One of our co-authors, David Chin, he has a quote that he said, and this hits the nail on the head. He said, we don't have to strive to conquer the world. We just have to strive to conquer ourselves.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, like if we can really just hone in and focus all of our energy on being the best version of ourselves each day, it simplifies it for us. Okay. And what happens is organically you eliminate distractions. Organically, you have that reflection time, that noise cancellation time, if you will, to say, Chip, and what are you doing? Like, man, you're tripping. Like you can, evaluate yourself because, you've made that time to do that because you're honed in and aware of what you're doing, because it is a choice. And guess who's the only person that can hold you back from being whatever it is you want to do, see, be, go, hear, whatever. Yeah. Yeah. You, me.
Absolutely.
Right? And then the beauty of that is when we understand that, I think it's empowering, because now it shows you that like there is no limit. Like whatever it is, I'm gonna just tell you, like growing up, I didn't know any authors. The impact of influence. Like this is my fifth book.
Right.
Like, I didn't know any authors growing up. Like, what if I said, well, yeah, I don't know any authors. Well, I just limit myself. That's
right.
And so what we have to understand is that there is no limit. If you limit yourself, you limit yourself.
You got to be a no limit soldier.
Yeah. The round.
I have to tell you, Master, in this generation, I guess that would be Generation X. Is that right? Whatever it was, No Limit Soldier, Master P, all of those, Eazy-E got arrested. So, but those brothers, even Suge Knight, anyway.
You can talk about me in jail now. You can talk about me.
No, listen, he might come get me.
I was saying, Coach Love, I don't know. We might need to, oh no.
Right, that's why they got reach. Let me watch what I say.
Look, say, speak from love. God know your heart.
Look, exactly. Look, but my whole point for even bringing them up is they were transformative. They were going to get it. They was like, I'm owning my masters. I'm making more money than you own on this record company. I own my talent, and that stuff y'all did in the 60s and 70s is not happening here. And so it's a creation of something from nothing. And then where they are right now, I mean, P. Diddy is like, I'm making vodka, I'm making vodka, I'm making clothes, they're making whatever you want. And the last time I heard, no matter what you have to say about Kanye, he's a billionaire.
Yeah, him and Jay are doing things that have never been done before by the people who are doing it. So yeah, for me, it's as Chip said, I didn't know anybody that was doing what I am doing now when I was a kid. I didn't know any black radio hosts. I didn't know any black high school coaches. I didn't know any. I didn't. You know, and then 10 years ago, I didn't know any black YouTube TED talkers. I didn't know any. So didn't know no black authors. I know one now.
There you go. And so we have to learn to bust the brakes off of our mind, but bust the boundaries off of our minds. Go ahead and be what your talent demands of you, what your purpose demands from you. Those passions that you have inside, the energy that you have inside, quit asking people for permission to do what you already can do. Get out there and make it happen. And then you can pull a whole bunch of authors together, 17 authors together, and just with a phone call, and they say, you know what, I got confidence in you, my brother. I'm going to follow you from the Success Chronicles. Is that what happened, Chip?
It is definitely what happened. So I don't know. I'm so grateful that, first off, those guys believe in me, in the vision to be on the journey with me. Like no hesitation. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I got to think. No. Let's get it. Let's go. And so for me, that really, I'm so appreciative that they trust me in that. And so that makes me work extra hard because, I know that they entrust me in that. And so it's great. Like, it's hard for me to describe it all because I think it's so good. Like, it's such a great experience. We all are living and learning together. We all are living and learning from one another. We all are helping one another accomplish our goals, our bucket list things. And so that's the beauty of a team. That's the beauty of having a brotherhood, a sisterhood. That's the beauty of having people around you that can mentor you, right? That you learn from. And all of those great things will come from this experience for us. So it's no excuse for us not to get hit every one of our goals that we have from this opportunity.
Absolutely. As I look at you guys, I'm hearing the echoes from the street, and what echoes in the street is respect all the time. That's one word. Everybody want that respect. Don't step on my tennis shoes. I want that respect. Don't come on my corner without asking me and announcing yourself. I want that respect. And there is so much respect on all of you guys' name. That is the deal. All of you guys are operating at a high level, but that respect wasn't given to you. It was earned. And so I just want to highlight you guys, and I want you to, encourage the men that are watching. What can they do to get the one thing they really want? They want respect. What can they do to earn that?
I'll go first. I want to say this. Tell me a king that never suffered a loss. Tell me a man that never suffered a scar. and I'll show you a man that never gave his all.
Ooh.
So if you want to get what you want, you got to give it your all, period, point blank. You got to show up every day, no days off. And you got to show up and show out. And you got to claim what's yours. It's already been deemed yours. But you got to give it your all, or it's not going to happen. Nobody's going to give you anything. No, the scripture says, the violent take it by force. So you got to go get it, man. Ain't nobody going to give you nothing. Go give you nothing. Go take it. It's yours. Now do it in the right way now. No,
what does that look like?
Yeah, we was just talking about 𝐂𝐚𝐬𝐡 and all of them. Now do it the right way. But every day that you wake up, man, you take, Chip said it, it's already inside of you. You take what's inside of you and you tap into it and you put that into action and you put that into motion and you get you a game plan. I think what happens is most people wake up in the morning without a plan. Yeah. And then you wander aimlessly all day. And then by the time you lay down, you're like, man, I didn't do nothing. Create a plan. Then when you create your plan, then you check those things off your list and get them done. And then the next day you create another plan. And you keep creating plans until you get what you want.
All right. All right.
I like, you know, and Jamal gets it, that it's not only the plan, it's the direction, it's the GPS.
Right. Right.
You know, there's a thing that I say that, you know, love requires action, action requires love. And you can tell me you want something, but are you willing to act on it in a positive, loving way to get it? Because that's the only way you get it. You can't, the negative way doesn't work. It'll always catch you. And you can be active, but if you're not being active in what you say it matters to you, you're not going to accomplish what you're trying to accomplish. So you have to do both of them together. It's like Jamal said, you can't get in a car and just begin to drive around and expect to get to a place that you ain't never been before. Right. The GPS is required. A map is required. That the plan is the map. It's the GPS. And it's that reminder. It's the constant checkpoint that says, you know what? This is what the beauty of the GPS is this. It tells you where you are, and you have to be honest about it. So it'll tell you, and then it'll say, where are you trying to get to? And then it'll tell you how long it takes. Yeah. And then it'll keep tracking you. There's a long way and a short way. Are you sure this is the way you want to get there? Are you sure that we're still going to the right place? Because once you put that in, there was the only way I was going to get a radio show was to stalk it.
Okay, yeah.
To stalk it. Listen, I had to be, and here's the other thing, everybody on this call understands this. I have to be better at any job than somebody that doesn't look like me.
Right.
So not only do I have to want the job, be prepared for the job, I have to be more prepared. And I have to want it more, and I have to care more, and I have to do more. There are no impossibles. It just doesn't exist. It's simply saying that if you want to be a coach, get certified, get online and watch film, walk yourself down to Little League and start coaching for free. If you want to be a player, go train, change your diet, get on film, find somebody that's already been where you're going and pick their brain in their pocket. Whatever it is that you're trying to do, it requires a GPS to say, here's where I am, here's how far away I am from where I'm trying to go.
Yeah, man.
And then you go forward and you stick to the plan. And if you get off the plan, be accountable to the GPS, because GPS can't lie. It cannot lie to you. It won't.
There we go. I'm gonna put you fellas together. You know, check this out, gentlemen. If you want to stop driving around in a place called stuck, get your GPS together and ask for some advisement. See, I put all y'all in the bucket together. I put me some Chip in the bucket and some DP in the bucket and some Jamal in the bucket. And I got wise on you. There we go. That's how we got it, people.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go get it. Come on, Chip.
Let's go get it.
You know, I think, you know, I'm on the same lines as Jamal. Like, I actually have a principle that I apply in my life. And when I say the word apply, that means taking action.
Yeah,
right?
man.
And application is in the application. So when you apply the principles, you learn so much along that journey. But the principle that I have, I call it the SHG principle.
Okay,
right?
now.
And this principle, like, I'm not just saying, hey guys, you know, this is it. Like, this is what I focus in on every day and do this in my life. This has been the rules for my players that I've coached the last few years. I don't have any, like, this is the rules. Like, this is what we're going to do. Like, and the S is show up, right?
Yeah.
If you tell somebody you're going to do something, show your butt up, right? If you're supposed to be at a certain place, be there early. Don't be on time. Show up. Be present in the moment when you're there.
Show up so you can go up.
Yeah. Yes. Be present in the moment because your presence is the present, right? So be in the moment. Then the H is have a great attitude.
Yeah.
And gratitude is the attitude that determines our altitude. Come on, coach.
That's where we are.
Gratitude is the attitude that determines our altitude. And we have to be grateful for everything that we have. We have to be humble and hungry, right? And I spell hungry a little bit different. Like, you know, I got, you know, I know it's in the dictionary 𝐻𝐿𝐴. I spell it with like 4 O's, right?
Okay. You hungry. All right.
You got to be humble and hungry and be grateful for all of that because it's blessings in the lessons. Just like Coach TP, you know, it's winning and learning. Right? If you see it the right way, if you choose to see it the right way. And then the G is give your all. You know, the goal is to give 100% every day. You know, we all know that we're human. None of us are perfect. We all make mistakes. You know, some days we may not have 100 in the tank. But whatever you got in the tank for that day, you give your all because slow boogie is better than no boogie.
Hey, yeah, there you go.
Right? And
that's
so
what's up.
It's important to give everything you got for that day. So check this out. So if I get up in the morning, I hit the ground running, I SHG today. That's a pretty good day for me, right?
Yeah, there you go.
And the people around me. All right. So then in the evening, I reflect in, okay, what do I need to be better on for the next day? Boom, hit the ground running the next day, SHG that day. It's another pretty good day. So if I do that for a week, that's a pretty good week.
Yes.
Right? If I do that for a month, that's a pretty good month, right? So you see where I'm going. Continue to do it for a year. It's a good year. Great years, right? And what happens is when I get the opportunity to go visit the big man, not only will I leave a legacy, but I will be blessed and fortunate enough to have lived a legacy by my day-to-day actions.
Yes.
All started with me being intentional about showing up, having a great attitude, and giving my all in each moment that I had. And that's what it's about. You got to do that.
Every day, bro.
Yeah.
Every day. Can't play with it.
Yeah. I think she froze. I didn't know if she was stunned by the SHG.
No, we was up in it.
But I think Coach Love is frozen a little bit. Yeah.
That's all right. We're pros.
Here we go.
Yeah.
All right. Look, thank you. That was not good on my end. And I missed the last part of what you said, but I will say this. I know it was good. How about that?
Come on.
I know it was good.
I just think, you know, when you SHG, it allows you to not just leave a legacy, but it allows you to live a legacy by your day-to-day actions.
Amen. I love it. I absolutely love it. So do me a favor, fellas. Go ahead and put out where they can find you. I've already put out for you where they can find the book, where they can find the book. The book can be found on Amazon. And I just want to thank you, gentlemen, for spending time with me today. I want to thank you, gentlemen, for being exceptional, today, because that means something. The fact that you all are exceptional at what you're doing. And I just want to also thank you for, quite honestly, remembering to give back. Remembering to give back. Everybody, can you see that the book is here? You see that, everyone?
How cool is that?
This is where you can find the book, right here on Amazon. It is a beautiful, it is an absolutely beautiful find. And then I also want to say this. There is so much wisdom in this book. There is a story for you in this book. You don't have to be alone, my friends. And if you're looking for a place to find your kind of manhood, all men are not the same, but there are principles that apply to manhood. There are principles that apply to adulthood. And there you go. There you go. You will find something that reflects your heart. In this book. And I'll let you know what flow is. It is faith, love, and opportunity wins. And I just want to know one quick word, gentlemen, tell the people how they can get in the flow. What's your parting words?
I say this. It's the mission for me is to leave each thing that I interact with more covered in love than I found it.
Very simple.
That's how we're gonna do this. I'll leave you more covered than I found you. That's what I want to do with it.
All right, I love it. Jamal.
For me, is just showing up and being your authentic and genuine self every day. It was a time when I didn't do that. I hid from my mistakes and my failures, but I proudly walk in who I am. We've talked about failures and all of that, but for me, John Maxwell says, sometimes you win and sometimes you learn, not lose. I haven't taken the L in a very long time because I learn. I don't lose, I learn. And so just take your failures, take your stumbles, your speed bumps, and use them because they're going to catapult you into your next and to what God has in store for you. So hope you guys enjoyed tonight. Thank you. Thank you again, Coach Love, for having us on.
100% my pleasure. You guys are a blessing. Mr. eHarmony, Mr. Connectivity. Come on, take us home.
So again, I just want to echo the words of the sentiments. Thank you again so much for having us on your platform and truly enjoyed this time. Learned so much from the jewels everyone dropped. But for me, I'm a real simple guy. And for me, I think it's live, learn, serve, inspire, and the other thing, go get it.
Go get it.
Go get it.
All right. Thank you. Good night, family. Faith, love, and opportunity wins.